as women get older and this single, independent, making a bunch of fucking money shit, like you get tired of that shit and you just get tired of fucking showing up to work because, like you said, what did you say? It's built on the shoulders. And what did you say, Steve? You said something.
I said, the weight of the world and the pressure is built for shoulders, not for hips.
Boom. So it's built on the shoulders and not that fake ass that you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. It sound harsh, bro, but when the shit gets real, you know what I'm saying? The smoke is in the kitchen. Then your ass want to take a nap, right? Then you calling me to come pick up the kids. Then you want to do this shit. Like, no. Why we couldn't start here from the beginning?
Oh, gee. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, a.k.a. Riley the Great, and you are now tuned in to another episode of the Millennial Mayhem podcast.
Yup. We here.
Here you go.
As y'all know, I got my cousin with me, Young Tony D. What's going on, G?
Ain't nothing, dog. What's good?
Man, it's raining, bro. Like it's about to calm down outside, huh?
Hey, it is what it is. One of these days it had the rain in Zamunda. Every day can't be sunny, dog.
It can't be sunny, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we got the abominable light-skinned young Ray Matthews. What's going on, bro?
Man, don't you just hate when you go to Popeyes and you get the 5 chicken strips, and you got it in your head that all you need is 3 sweet heats, and that's going to satisfy you, right? Mm-hmm. But you're in a rush, and you've been there 10 other times, and they done got the 3 sweet heats in the bag already. So you know what I'm saying? They throw the bag in the car, and you like, you know what? I trust you. You get on the road, you on the freeway, you hit your second strip, and you like, it's time for the next packet of sweet heat. But then you go in the bag, and you ain't got no more sweet heat.
You stupid.
So you said all that to say what, nigga? Like, I thought he was gonna say something profound, man.
I said, don't you hate when?
I should have had a sound effect that did like a land your plane. Land your fucking plane.
I mean, y'all obviously ain't never been in that situation.
Whatever.
I mean, I've driven off and forgot, you know, some stuff, but god dog, man, you just took forever to land your plane. That's all.
I was telling you what it was.
Hey,
you got to get in the motion first.
I hear you. Hey, we have a special guest in the building today. She's going to help us talk about this topic we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about holding some of y'all accountable for some shit. Well, let me introduce you guys to Nicole Hudson. What's going on, man?
What's up, y'all? First of all, thank you for having me on this podcast. I'm super excited, especially what we're about to get into today. But to just introduce myself to the people, everyone, once again, my name is Nicole Hutchins. I'm originally from California. I run a social media management company as well as I'm the marketing director for a skincare line called Skin Essentials. We're going to bless y'all with some gifts, whatever, today. So definitely try it out. Once you do, please let the people know. Visit us at skinessentials.com, and you can get 15% off your first purchase by using code MELANATED15. That's MELYNATED 15. So y'all check it out.
Melanated 15.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to hit that with the Marco Spoon. Melanated
oh, 15. Here you go. With Marco.
Make sure you get that 15%. You feel me?
Steve Spoon in the building.
Hey. Before we get started, for those that are checking us out on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. We do appreciate y'all for doing that, man. It really helps out the channel.
Because didn't we just hit 200?
We just hit 200.
Oh, yeah.
200 subs.
One time for the one time.
Well, on behalf of all three of us, I do appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Yeah. And tell your people to subscribe, too. Like, hey, you subscribe, tell somebody to subscribe. Hey, let's keep this shit going.
Let's keep it going, indeed, man. We having a lot of fun with this, and it ain't no stopping anytime soon.
Nah, not at all.
Moving right along. Well, I'll just tell y'all what we're talking about today. We're talking about black women and accountability. And This topic has really and truly been inspired by some recent events that have been going on, especially with the young lady by the name of Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri. Sorry, ma'am. For those who don't know who she is a track star in the U.S. She's from Dallas, and she just recently won the race to get into at the Olympic trials to get her bid to go to the Olympics, and then
hold on. We ain't gonna talk about my dog Cosby, my dog.
No, we're not. No. And then
fuck him.
And then she tested positive for marijuana.
Yep.
In her system. Damn, Ray, you done made me lose my train of thought. How? Because you just cut me off. Yeah, you just cut me off.
But there's been a lot of opinions about it. One of the great things that I did like about that situation, she owned up to it. You know what I'm saying? She said, all right, this was my mistake. I knew the rules, and I still chose, to do that. And everybody just got an opinion. And some people are just going way far left. And I'm like, bro, y'all got to relax. Like, I get it. Be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Be upset. Because we were all rooting for her from jump. But, man, some people just been going left field. And I just want niggas to shut the hell up.
But really, is it the end of the world that she did that? I mean, how many athletes have been caught up in stuff like that, even though marijuana is not a performing enhancement drug, at least the last time I checked? And people have to remember she lost her mom the week before.
Yeah. She did.
People use different coping mechanisms, right, to cope. Maybe after she lost her mom, she picked one up, wasn't thinking, you know what I mean? And this could have been 30 days prior to the, I don't know, because THC stays in your system for like 30 days. People are acting like she smoked like right before the actual, now, I'm not saying it matters. Like, she knew the rules, but to me, I think we can show her some grace in this. Right. She didn't harm anybody. She was just, I think we need to show her some more grace. She lost her mom. Like, come on, you guys.
No, Go ahead.
I was just gonna clarify. THC actually sticks to fat, and she's pretty lean.
Yeah, I was
and so for her to test positive, because look, I'm when I was in college, I went to go. I smoked, and then a week later went and took a drug test for Academy. I mean, not for Academy, for Lowe's. When I was working at Lowe's, I went and took a drug test for Lowe's, and I was nervous for that whole week after I took that drug test, and then they hit me back and told me I passed, and I didn't have the 12-pack that she has. I mean, them arms, that girl is lean and in shape. And so for her to test positive, not saying that I agree or disagree with the whole situation, but for her to test positive, that means that she smoked pretty recently.
Yeah. and this is my stance on it, man. Like, I don't like the fact that people are, I understand her mother did pass away. I get all that. And she grieves how she grieves. But rules are rules, man. And then the anti-doping agency, they have these rules in place that every athlete that's trying to participate in the Olympics is well aware of. Right. Well aware of, but before you step foot on any track, So I have a problem with people saying that, we should just override the rules and then let her run. And that's where the lack of, accountability comes in when it comes to her, even though she already owned up to it.
I was like, that's crazy. Like,
she owned up to it, and she, like, when she went on the Today Show, because I watched the show.
Yeah,
owned up to it. She said, "My actions were my actions. I was fully aware of the rules.
Yeah,
and I did it anyway.
Yeah,
so she has to suffer the that's the whole thing about accountability is being okay with the consequences that come with your actions. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I don't like people like, nah, just let her. No, you can't just let her run when the rule is in place. Now you can use this as a tool to change the rule. You can use it as but the rules are already in place. This isn't the U.S. This is an international fucking entity.
That was the U.S. that did that though.
Yeah.
That was the U.S. Anti-doping agency that did that found it and suspended her. that wasn't the International Olympics. That was U.S. that did.
No, that's not what I read. But
that's not what I read.
Yeah, okay.
The U.S. Anti-Doping Agency is the one who drug tested her.
No, I heard it was the World Anti-Doping, WADA.
Oh,
which is possible because she was running to qualify to run in the Tokyo Olympics. So yeah.
But it just falls in line with everything that we always do, Steve. It's like we choose what situations we want to give people grace in. You know what I'm saying? If I went to go apply for a job next week and I failed the drug test, the world wouldn't get on my back like, oh, come on, it's just weed. Yeah. Like, give them the job. Yeah. But because she is where she is, it's a good story. Everybody wants to give her that grace, but it's so crazy because
I don't think it's that.
And she's a woman.
I think
and she's young. She's only 21. Yeah. So there's that.
I just said because she's in her whatever place she is, whatever variables you want to put to it. Everybody has their own reason why they give her grace. But I'm saying because she is where she is and in that just situation.
Hearing like other famous athletes, speak out about it, kind of.
But it's stupid.
I'm not saying. Look, I'm not saying she is cleared from absolved from her accountability. No.
Well, of course,
I'm just saying hearing the other famous athletes, really talk about it and like, this is bullshit. Like we know what really goes on. All right, I kind of, I'm just like, all right, man.
Well, that's for me. That's
I get it.
For me, that's irrelevant because she's already, like y'all said, like everything everybody's doing and saying is irrelevant. She's suspended for 1 month, which she still could. She still could qualify to race, right? Her punishment is whatever her punishment is. But the crazy thing about it is that she has accepted it and acknowledged it. So why are we still trying to give her a pass instead of, like you saying, trying to fight to change the rule? Like we get it, like it's weed. Like we don't really think that, but we like instead of fighting the rule, we fighting everybody not giving her, the people that are not giving her a pass when she's okay with it.
It's not people not giving her a pass. It's people that's going overboard. Oh, she's stupid. She did it. Hold on, fam. We all been 21. We all have done like some pretty dumb stuff. And some of us still doing it. And we in our 35s, and, in our 30s and 40s. All we saying is, hey, fam, look, we're all disappointed. That ain't, that's pretty even playing field. Everybody's disappointed because we want to see her succeed. Calling her stupid and like I've seen some really, really, man, this is what you get when you had transgenders. Like I've seen some people just get way ignorant about it, and I'm not rocking with it.
Do you think if she was white, she would have gotten a little less backlash?
No, because Michael Phelps, they suspended Michael Phelps, and it was just
a man
picture, but it was, but he got suspended for 3 months, and it was just a picture of him having a ball. He never tested positive.
Right.
That was crazy, and I'm like, damn. Like that's what a lot of people be throwing that out there, and I'm like, bro, y'all gotta relax. Like Michael Phelps got the same smoke, if not worse, because my nigga, you got a picture of me smoking from you don't know when.
But we always trying to change other people's opinion. Like everybody has their opinion about weed. It's not a secret. There's some people that don't think weed's a big issue. There's some people that think that weed's a big issue. Why are we surprised that there's some people that are trying to kill her for what she did? I think the most important portion to this story is that she has owned her mistake and she not looking for nobody to give her nothing.
Right.
But I think that's a lot of women need are they looking for somebody to give them something and
that's exactly my thing. That's what I'm trying to go with it, man. The whole accountability thing about it. Like you it's okay to get on her. Like for me personally, I feel like it's okay to get on her ass because she fucked up. And she's been held accountable for it, and she's suffering the consequences. But it's a lot of people that's defending her for like breaking the rules. So I'm gonna ask you this, Nicole. Like, what is it about black women and accountability? Why is it such like when you try to hold the black women accountable for things, they get really defensive? Like if you've messed up, you just messed up. Like just take it on the chin and keep it pushing.
Right.
But for us, we get hit on the head. Like, oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Right.
You know what? You're right. Take it on the chin and keep it pushing. So what's going on with that?
Well, I mean, as it relates to this situation, I can't really speak too much on it, but just in general, why women aren't held accountable, particularly Black women, because I'm a Black woman, so I can only speak from the Black experience. There's this narrative that's been going on for decades where we've been told we are queens. No matter how we act, no matter what we do, we're queens, no matter what, even if we messed up. It's like, for example, in relationships, a relationship ends and, oh, what did he do? Da-da-da-da-da. Well, couldn't have been something that the woman did?
Yeah.
Couldn't we have messed up? And maybe it had nothing to do with cheating. It's just we didn't live up to it. Didn't work. We just didn't live up to our role in the relationship. You know what I mean? So I think it's that narrative that we've been told for decades. And so it's just like we can't do any wrong, even when we do wrong, because I guess we have a vagina. I don't.
Where did that come from? Did that come from the
feminist movement? Probably.
Okay.
I would say the feminist movement. And it's so funny because for the longest I believed the things that they were telling us for so long. You know, that a career is more important than a relationship. Your education, just all of the stuff. And I'm not saying those things are not important, y'all. Like, we women, Black women in particular, we are the fastest growing entrepreneurs in America. We are amongst the most educated groups in America. So obviously we've been doing well for ourselves. But at the end of the day, no matter how many PhDs we have, bachelor's degrees, all that stuff, you got all this stuff, but you don't have an MAN.
Oh, you spelled that kind of fast. I was trying to catch up. Like,
y'all got a lot of MBAs, but not MANs.
I dig it.
Yeah, and this whole narrative of I don't need a man because, you know, I make 6 figures a year and I have my PhD and different things like that. But when you go home at night, your money can't hold you tight. Your money can't protect you if a bang on the door comes at night and there's an intruder. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Nicole, like, that's not that is so far from the truth, because a lot of these women, they've got guard dogs, they've got
chihuahuas,
gun licenses, you know, they've got knives, you know, they've took jiu-jitsu classes at the Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah.
You know? They in a gym pushing niggas away like, I don't need you. I could put this up myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so far from the truth. They don't need us.
You know what's funny? You use all those examples and everything, like the knives, the guns, all that stuff was 99.9% of the time was created by a man.
Well, there you go.
So at
some point we need a man for something.
We provided that security, like, and that's another thing that Mr. Samuels talks about. He talks about the fact that men have civilized the world to where you can be a feminist in a first world country, like, because we're like, everything is more geared towards computers and online endeavors. So you don't need to make money. You don't need hard labor, and I think beforehand, when it was hard, like when the dude was working from 6 to fucking 12 at the assembly line or some bullshit,
right,
moving shit. Well, you must be able to lift 50 pounds or half your body weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like it was economically feasible to be with somebody that can provide that.
Things,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it made sense for women and men to be together. And what they call that was the nuclear family. I think that's what they called it when it made sense to be together. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you can do this, I can do this. Let's put these two together and then build our family from that. Let us be the foundation for the family. You know,
but you see how feminism works nowadays.
Oh my gosh.
They just want nigga, shut up. You a man, you shut up. You don't have no rights over here. You know, feminists nowadays, they just hate men. Like, it's not about women getting equality and women being able to do. They just hate men now.
It's about me exercising my power over you.
Yeah,
because
I'm
hit. They say a hit dog a holler
every time.
And so, like, because of some of the traumas that I've had, here, let me show you that I can do this, this, and this, and this better than you. Like, I don't care.
So let's run it back a little bit because I think we've kind of forgot to set the tone here. We are not bashing black women. Please. We are amazing. We are queens, right?
Right.
We hear that all the time. So I think the stats have already proven we are great and we're amazing.
Yes.
In the,
So we
in the
don't
words
need
of
to-
my nigga Dro, the best thing smoking.
Yep.
I don't give a damn how you put it. Black women, the best thing smoking.
And we got a queen on the show today. So it ain't, you know what I'm saying?
We got one of them that's the best thing smoking sitting right here.
Right.
Like, we good.
I love y'all.
We just trying to, well, the only thing we trying to say is, hey man, look, you sleep when you mess up your bed, you also have to sleep in it. You have to take accountability for your actions. And yeah, black women, as we've seen, they be shying away from that accountability.
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do, and that's what we are discussing right now. It doesn't absolve what we have, or doesn't, I guess. No one's forgetting the great contributions that we have made so far, but it's also important that, again, like you said, we have to hold ourselves accountable. Just so this whole thing going back to the feminist movement, I understand the first wave. It was about having the ability to have the choice to work outside the home, for us to vote.
Equality.
Equality. It makes total sense. I think the second wave was more of like just a little more liberation and freedom with our choices.
Yeah. Right.
And then, and fine, we're good. And then, or equal pay.
Equal pay. Yeah.
Now, today, the third wave is more of just, like you said, it's just like, we don't need men. We are sexually liberated and free. We can do whatever we want with our bodies and still not be called whores or sluts, because you guys don't get called whores or sluts. So why should we?
Because.
And it's, well, one, we're not men. We're not built the same. We're not made the same. So if we're going to base it on the strength of biology and mentally, I should say as well, we're not meant to go out and have sex with multiple men. We're just not functioning like that. The way y'all are built, it's like y'all are built to procreate and give. That's why when you break, I feel like I'm breaking this down on an elementary level.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to, because it's just like we're always trying to find something to complain about.
Yeah.
But just on a biological level, on a sexual level, women, we receive. We don't give. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like our bodies
that's
receive.
true.
We're not giving. So we're created to receive, not just go out and just give. So I don't understand why we're not understanding that just based on that level. I personally don't believe that. First of all, do what you want. You're an adult. But again, the consequences that come from that. I don't believe a woman should just go out and be promiscuous and sleep with multiple men. That's just my personal opinion. We have too much at stake. We're the ones that would have to deal with being pregnant and caring for the child. The men that you sleep with, they can give you the deuces just like that. And we're going to talk on that too, just about the irresponsibility of having children out of wedlock. Look, I was raised by a single mom, so this is not a shot at any single parents or anything like that. So I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this, but that'll be something we get into, I think, a little bit later in the show. But yeah, just going back on the accountability, the choices that we make, and then we want to blame men, right? You guys aren't ish.
The only, I do think in a very small little way that us men, and we've kind of glorified it. We didn't talk about it the right way. Let me say that. Like, we got so enamored with a woman that, hey, man, she got her own. Like, niggas was making songs. Oh, she got her own.
INDEPENDENT.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't explain, like, but although that's cool, that's not what we truly need. That's just icing on the cake.
Because
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's just icing on the cake.
Because there was a whole era where all songs, she's independent, she got her own house, own car.
Because
and then Neo making that independent. And so we fell for it. We're like, okay, cool. I need to make sure I have this, that before I get married or a man finds me attractive. And let me tell you, that is such a lie.
Because we are fucking okay with you having your own and doing your thing. Like,
Right.
I'm okay with the fact that I could take an extra day off of work because you got some income, so I'm not forced to be at the slave meal all day long every day. I'm good with that, my nigga. What I'm not okay with is you then turning that emotion that you feel inside of you towards it and putting that negative energy on me and telling me that as a black man I ignore your feelings and certain things. Like I'm totally ignoring the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you feel this way. That's why I don't like the negative being brought back, because like
I think
y'all
it's
said,
more so you're talking about
Like
the
using that to control-
masculine energy that it comes off with that.
well, I mean, it like women that are like in that situation and single and childless and blah blah blah. It just seems like I said, a hit dog a holler. It just seems like no matter what the situation is, they not trying to get. It's not done to help. It's done to almost like in the situation where it's done to hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like you being extra with it. I like I said, you sent me that video earlier, and that chick worked 15 years to retire her husband and blah blah blah, and she just
Tabitha Brown.
man, yeah, there you go.
She just a little bit.
She beat that lady down, and she didn't beat her down too. She kept saying the entire time, This is what we do. Let me set the mood. Let me establish the table. This is blah 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 blah. But every time it was something that was negative, a man came on there with a response, and she did not let this nigga talk. He could not get his point across because she kept trying to tell him how right she was and how wrong he was and why exactly he was wrong. But she wouldn't even let that dude get his point across. He would say one thing and then she cut him off. It's like
Yes.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's another thing. We women, particularly black women, we don't listen to y'all. We don't. We know everything. We make just as much money as you.
So
if not more.
we
So
supposed
it
to
goes
listen.
back to what you were talking about. That's what I'm saying. I think that's where the emotions come in. Okay, dude, I'm making just as much as you do. I don't really have to listen to you.
That's bullshit, man.
Yeah,
because
it is.
as y'all get older, as women get older and this single, independent, making a bunch of fucking money shit, like you get tired of that shit, and you just get tired of fucking showing up to work because, like you said, what did you say? It's built on the shoulders, and what did you say, Steve? You said something.
I said the weight of the world and the pressure is built for shoulders, not for hips.
Boom. So it's built on the shoulders and not that fake ass that you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. It sound harsh, bro, but when the shit gets real, you know what I'm saying? The smoke is in the kitchen. Then your ass want to take a nap, right? Then you calling me to come pick up the kids. Then you want to do this shit. Like, no. Why we couldn't start here from the beginning? Because you fucking hurt. A head dog a holler, man.
Yeah.
Or the unchecked trauma. I'm gonna say that shit all the time, bro.
Man, and I know we didn't talk about this before. But I got something I'm going to bring up in regards to the women, how they are right now.
Go ahead, bro.
Let's talk about those women's fathers. The ones that tell them that tell them while they're growing up, grow up and build yourself to the point where you don't need a man.
See, that is a big mistake. I'm sorry.
That's the narrative that's given to us when we're brought up.
Right. But that's from the father.
Right.
That's been with his wife, and he didn't build his rapport with his old woman.
Yeah.
But he's telling his daughter to grow up not needing a man, but I'm quite sure that his wife in essence needs him. Not need a man, but need him. Her man. Like that's her man.
Yeah.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But the mothers are telling their daughters this too.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin we always revert back to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be a source on the show, okay? Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
You know that
Okay, yes, let's do it.
I think he did a video the other day and it was titled Are Mothers Raising Wives or Single Women?
Single women for sure.
Single women for sure.
Single women.
You don't need no
for
man.
sure.
You need to make sure you get as many degrees as possible, make just as much money as a man, and you won't need them. Don't depend on a man. Don't rely on a man. Why can't I depend on a man for something?
Because
why?
I think people you get like one or two chances, like, and I've seen it happen. You know, a woman be like, well, I tried to let a man do this and he let me down. Now my guard up and I have to have, the big time job. I have to be able to make sure I can take care of everything so a man don't have to worry about that. But at the end of the day, ain't no niggas checking for that out of you. We're not checking to see if a woman can take care of me. 99% of us, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care.
I'm sorry. I think that's down to 90% now because there's what do they call the simps are out here?
Yeah,
Probably.
In droves.
Okay,
Who want
so
a woman to take care of them.
Yeah,
So
you're probably right. So, but let me say this. Like,
I mean, I don't mind.
I always put it into context to say, all right, look, the icing on the cake is the woman is whatever else the woman is bringing to the table, and that's the good job. That's just a little extra funds, a little more resources behind her. Mm-hmm. The cake is how you treat me. You know what I'm saying? Are you listening to me? Are you going to take care of the home? Like, men truly don't really care what a woman is doing in the money realm. All we are saying, hey, are you a good steward of your money? Mm-hmm. The money that comes into this household, are you going to be a good steward of it? That's it.
Facts.
We don't care. Like, just think that if she wasn't like, how many women are not bringing anything into the house?
And a man is fully happy,
and he don't care because
happy.
You know what? She's a good steward and she's taking care of him. So we don't really care about that. Hey, look,
peace.
if the cake is good, we don't give a damn about the icing, fam. That cake gonna get 8. Let's just be honest. That cake gonna get 8. What you do to a cupcake? 9 times out of 10, hey, we don't give a damn about that frosting. Take that shit off. I'm gonna eat the cupcake because the cupcake is good.
Yeah, you done said that icing shit about 3-4 times. I got you, man. I'm with
I gotta
you, bro.
reiterate, fam.
Yeah, reiterate.
Because it's thick skulls out
It's
there, fam.
icing, bro. I want the icing.
Can I add on to that and just to the women that are watching this? What he's saying is facts because I remember, which I am back on the dating scene, but that's irrelevant right now. There's certain
That's relevant. That's relevant. No. That's relevant. That's relevant.
There's certain types of men that I have dated seriously in the past, and you know how the whole dating thing goes, and you're at dinner, you're asking all these questions, and when I try to quote unquote sell myself with what I bring to the table, like my degree and my job and what I do, they're like, that's cute. But that's not, it never mattered to them. I don't care about your degrees. I don't care about your money. How are you going to treat me as your man? Are you going to be a good wife? Are you going to be a good mother if that's something that I decide to give to you? It was never about what I was doing in terms of the tangible. So now, yes, I'm proud of myself, but I don't lead with that anymore.
Yeah,
like I don't.
Through that independence, you lose.
You do.
What it really takes to be a wife.
And then I want to add onto that too. None of them have ever asked me like how much money I made.
No way.
Never.
We don't give a fuck. I could eat hot and spicy for the rest of my life, bitch, than to submit myself to you.
Hold on though. I know when I was on the scene, because I ain't no more. Shout out to Stacey. When I was on the scene, I would ask, "What do you do for a living?"
That's just for context purposes. You ain't trying to find no strippers.
You're not like what's your
right?
See your tax
I don't want
returns,
nobody
see your
working
bank
at
account.
fucking Popeyes.
Well, I mean, that's extreme versus like
Okay.
See, now you're going to the extreme.
Like, I mess with a teacher, but you know what I'm saying, like I'm not looking for an engineer. Like you know what I'm saying, I'm not talking to you if you work at Popeyes.
Look,
that was for college.
In the grand scheme of things, like, we really don't care. Just be a good steward of your money. That's all. Like, we don't really care.
Just be like,
Boy, that's a steward. Be a good steward of your money.
I don't care.
Well, hey, fam, how many women that are 6-figure women and they still like they're going out here buying everything and they ain't got $400 to their name.
Hold on, but
because they're doing because they're living above their means. Like that's not being a good steward of your money.
But why
you're
we
driving that BMW with run flats?
Tony, stop, because you styling. But why we gonna act like we it ain't just niggas out there that's just good stewards of their money. So let's be honest. You looking for a good steward of the money. I'm not even a good steward of my own money. So I'm not worried about what you do with your money. Can I learn from you? Or?
No. Okay, hold on. I think you I think you don't understand what I'm saying. When I say being a good steward of money, not just your money, because when we get together and we're under one roof, you have to be a good steward of money. Because guess what? Everything that comes into this house, if you're going to go
what I just said, I understood what you said. Because what I just said was that I'm not even a good steward of my own money. And so I'm not looking like.
So imagine two people that are not good with money getting together, Ray.
Not the anomaly, right? You're the anomaly, so you're thinking about money.
But that's for everybody. Imagine two people not being good with money.
He's not the anomaly.
How many? Okay. I just don't know many people that are just good with their money like that think about that kind of stuff.
Just think about two people being bad. Just put it like this: think about two people being bad with money. That's not a good recipe either.
Nobody said it was, but we not looking at that as when we go into situations. Nah,
that ain't no factor.
You may not be perfect at it, but you understand the basics of like savings and investing and just.
I never
that's
went on
adult shit though, bro. Like I don't even want to I don't want to bring that shit up because that's merely adult shit. That's not something that's specified to a gender.
Right.
Like because hold on, let me finish. Like when you go to college or whatever, get out of college, do your thing, man, and you start your journey on your own, you have to be a responsible adult. I don't give a fuck if you got a vagina or a penis. So if you can't be a responsible adult regardless, I don't want to fuck with you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is I'm not going on dates asking that type of question to like the average guy isn't going on a date saying, "Did you pay your bill on time last month?"
That's not okay. I get that, and that's not a date question. I'm not saying that. Not. What I am saying is, fam, when a relationship starts going, like if I notice that this woman is not good with money, it's gonna be hard for me because motherfuckers get divorced behind stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I need to know, hey, look, if I'm bringing home all the bacon, I need to know that everything is going to be taken care of. Like if you're here and you're paying bills and making sure, I need to make sure that all of that's taken care of because I'm out working. It's a partnership.
Okay,
and
so that's all
I'm saying.
That's what the disconnect was. You talking about like as a relationship progresses. Yeah, I'm talking about off initial. Like,
I mean, if it's off initial. Then, like, nigga, you look too strong. Like, hold on, fam, because you don't know me like that. You can't be asking no personal questions.
Okay.
But I'm saying as a relationship grows, you don't really care about that.
Right.
That's what I said. That's what the disconnect was. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Now, here's what I have been asked, but this is when the relationship was progressing. What's your credit score? I was not ashamed. I was not like, you know what I mean? Like offended by that because we're planning a life together. Mm-hmm. We about to move in together. We're about to do those things. And you know what I'm saying? I was real about it.
So I'm with you asking that question.
You are different. Go ahead.
But I'm with you asking that question. But say you in a situation where you say, okay, y'all, it's progressing, blah blah blah. Y'all like each other, and then you get to a situation where you say, hey, what's your credit score? And then I say, it's 520. How do you move from there? See, this is where I disconnect with certain people is because you already established that we compatible, we like each other, right? I have a credit score that's a 520, and I tell you that, and then you move. What most people do is go, "Oh no, I can't be in this."
But
situation.
I'm gonna ask you why. I'm gonna ask you.
That's what I was about to say.
What happened? What's going on? Because
there we go.
You could have applied for like some business loans or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's the only reason why your credit is shot at this point.
What if it was because I just didn't know anything about credit, so I didn't know how to operate in that space?
Well, then I would say you need to focus on that and not just building a life together because you know what I mean.
But but hold on, see, but that's the problem is like so we like to shit on each other for not knowing something, right? Maybe I just wasn't in a situation or at that point where credit was a situation for me or that I've done enough research for credit, which everybody doesn't always have that to where they take the time to do those things, right? Some people look at those things differently. Would you take the time and give me the grace for not understanding credit or not, operating that space and say,
absolutely.
Hey, let me try to teach you.
I would share some resources with you and say, hey, here's some resources to help you. But I'd say during that process, I may not be comfortable as a woman combining my resources with you quite yet.
And that makes sense.
Well, what's wrong with you combining your like? There's just stuff like
No, that's what I'm saying. I would give you the resources, the knowledge.
Not give me bread, but I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm like, okay, well, I know this credit repair service, or I know this guy who's helped me with my credit. Let me, give you his number. Y'all can talk. Woo, woo, woo.
So you saying you would have a problem sharing your resources as for if it was money resources?
Like, I'm probably not going to want to like marry you straight off the bat. I want us to get this stuff together 100%. First before doing all that. Am I making sense?
You're making tons of sense. You're making tons of sense.
Oh, okay.
I just said like my issue is just with the woman that doesn't want to. Like it's already established that you deal with me, right? Mm-hmm. But then you find out there's an obstacle there. The obstacle is my credit. Instead of saying, hey, look, let me put you with my credit repair guy. This is what credit is. Or asking the question, why is your credit like that? Or blah, blah, blah. You just shit on the nigga and say.
And that's why I say that women in those type of situations, women, y'all dictate the market when it comes to stuff like that. Like,
very true.
If that is the going thing for a man that you want, then men should be trying to get to that point, or men not even should. Men will try to get to that point in order to accommodate for what the women want at that time. Absolutely. Like modern women right now, want and I hate talking about six figures, bruh. I hate talking about the 6-figure shit because everybody ain't gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? Nope. It's some motherfuckers out here working their ass off, working 12 hours a day that don't make 6 figures. But they're grinding, they hustling or whatever. But like the 6-figure thing is the benchmark for a motherfucker that can, you know what I'm saying, that for the motherfucker that people like the woman want. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't determine that. Niggas ain't come together and like, all right, dog. You know what it's gonna be?
We gotta make 6 figures.
You gotta if you can get 6 figures is where you get you know what I'm saying? You can find your wife, get to 6 figures. We didn't determine that shit at all. That was determined by the women that we commonly deal with or commonly or around.
Commonly seeking.
Right, there, exactly, that part too. So I agree with you. And then I want to add on to what you were saying, just in terms of like when we find out certain information about y'all and like we don't want to deal with you. So I can only speak from my experience. I can't speak for every woman out there. As a woman, what I find most attractive is a man that I can follow, that can lead.
Go ahead.
I just heard it say something like that. So when we have those quote unquote requirements, so to speak, for me personally, it's like, okay, I can learn from this man. I can allow him to lead and trust that he's going to lead this household in the right direction. Mm-hmm. As a woman, I don't want to feel like I don't want to use the term babysitting, but I almost feel like I have to like really be over motherly if I feel like I'm teaching you stuff. I know you may not agree. I'm just speaking on my own experience.
You knew that nigga didn't have a mama when you started fucking with him. Like, why is it a surprise that he not as solid as somebody else? Like, most of the times in those situations, it's because the person didn't have those resources available to them at a younger age. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody doesn't have that.
Right, I get
figure,
that. I'm telling you my own personal anecdotal experience. I've not dealt with a man who is not at a certain level to where I feel like I have to mother him or feel like I have to constantly give. That's just my own personal experience. It's not like I was intentionally trying to find those men. Those are the men that I attract, and it just worked that way.
Mother him just sounds so negative for me. Like
it does, but that's the only term I can think of right now.
The term would be like help, like teach. Like why do we have to put a negative connotation behind it by saying you being my mama? I don't need you to be my mama. My mama has already been the person that she was for me my entire life. And I'm just speaking for men. I don't need you to be my fucking mama. But if you know some information and you fuck with me, why can't you share that information with me without saying or without making it being like you a piece of shit? Like, if you know how to get credit done and I don't know shit about credit, you gonna shit on me for not knowing nothing about credit when you know it? As a human, fuck being in a relationship with somebody. As a human, I want to share any information that I have to make somebody else's journey a lot easier.
And I just said that.
I'm not gonna shit. I'm not saying you personally. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not attacking you. I'm saying the women who are usually in these situations, they shit on you for not knowing that shit. When it's like, I don't want to shit on anybody for not being knowledgeable in a situation. I want to share my knowledge with you. But too oftentimes in these situations, look, I'm not gonna let you style on me for knowing something about fucking credit. I wasn't privy to that information. You know what I'm saying? My journey was different from yours. Doesn't mean I don't want to learn it, but you hindering me from learning it.
You know
by
what,
being
though?
the way you are.
You know what? I'm glad that you putting it out there like that, because I've always thought that us as black men, we have a shorter leash with anything that's wrong with us than black women as far as relationships. Like we have to have everything fucking together. Like, no matter what. Credit better be good. That nigga better be working. Yeah. That nigga better not have no outside kids other than one. If it's a failed relationship, like that nigga better not be no mama's boy. But you flip all of that on black women, and then you start asking questions like, "Hey, what did your daddy?"
Time out. Marcus, you got to calm that shit down over there, fam. Dog. All right. Go ahead.
That'll probably be edited out, but all right. If you take all of that, man, everything that a black man has to come to the table with, you know what I'm saying? We have to have all of those great qualities. If you flip that and put it around on black women, it's not received the same. A black woman will tell you, "I'm not your mama." All right. What if I told you I'm not your damn daddy? It's not going to be received the same. You're going to look at me like, well, damn right, you're not my daddy, because my daddy would have did X, Y, and Z. Well, all right, bitch. My mama would have did X, Y, and Z. Why you sitting up here bullshitting? Like, you don't want to make a nigga a plate because you feel like it's beneath you. All right, well, your cousin sitting over there looking good, and she about to make me a plate. And then now you get mad at everybody because your ego's so goddamn big that you don't want to do the simple stuff to make your man happy.
Okay, so let's get into that, right? You just said as women, we have all these requirements for men. As men, what requirements do you have for us? Like if you made a list to determine who's going to be your wife or whatever that main one in your life, what are your requirements?
Just most of them are simple, but you can go ahead, Steve.
For me, it's just and I got it. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? My woman is she's super feminine, but she's also ambitious, and me and her work absolutely well together. She allows me to be me, and vice versa. She can be her, I can be me, and it clicks. It clicks. I mean, it's not like I don't know if I ever created a list to where I'm like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, but I know I got what I wanted.
Man,
know what I'm saying?
We just want a space where you smart, because like as a woman, you should be smarter than a man, right? Because there's some instances where you may make more than a man. There's some instances where you may know more than a man, right? There's a lot of instances where you know more than us. Like I'm not gonna deny that, right? I just want you to be smart and realize that as your man, you want to prop me up, right? And you'll never be able to prop me up if you keep on busting me down. Eventually, I'm going to say some stupid shit to you, and it's just like, just be smart. The male ego is a fucking thing, right? But so in knowing that, period. And listen, in knowing that the male ego is a thing, then as a woman, you should just, in my opinion, be smart and recognize, okay, this is not the battle for me, and as your woman, I respect you. I'm going to let you win. But we gonna revisit this, nigga. Like, I know right now your ego just popping out right now, and so I'm gonna let you do your thing. But we'll revisit this later. It's always that battle, right? At some point, as a lion and the king of the jungle, your girl just got to be able to realize, like, all right, he just acting like this because he's the king, and as his queen, I'm gonna give him that right now. But don't think we're not gonna talk about this later. I'm just smarter than you. And so I'm not gonna. No. Look, I'm not gonna style on you in front of. All right, you in front of what they like to say, your little home. You in front of your little homeboys, and you acting like this. I'm gonna respect you right now, but my nigga, when we get into bed tonight, this is gonna be a conversation. It's just gonna be brought to you in a different way.
Well, I'll ask you this then, like, well, you know, because traditionally speaking, or generally speaking, I think men think more logically, and women are more emotional when it comes to how they feel. I mean, you know, certain situations and stuff. And I'll ask you this: why do you think women can't determine, or decipher between the two in regards to logic and emotion?
They just not smart, man. You listen.
Excuse me. We're just not wired,
Steve. Listen,
that way.
I'm sure if I talk to Stacy, there's certain situations that Stacy knows that you're not gonna bend in, right? There's a lot of stuff that you bend in because you've been trying to figure that out, right? But there's just certain stuff that's been a thing for you in your life for so long.
Like when I get married, she taking my last name.
Right.
God damn, ain't no hyphenations.
Right. So just be smart and realize that's not a battle that I'm gonna win. So maybe I should just let this one go. But on the washing dishes, nigga, you washing dishes. I don't care that you ain't washed dishes your whole life. Figure it the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain stuff that you just know you can fight and certain stuff you don't know.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't.
Something like that. I think that's both sides as it pertains to men and women, though. Like, dude. First off, requirements. I'm gonna jump to requirements, and I'm gonna jump to your question. Requirements, fam. Niggas are simple. Man. Fuck us, feed us. Give us a little space to do our own thing. Those, if you can master those three things, you'll be able to catch a nigga off rip. I don't care what you how much money you bring to the table. I don't care who you are. You give a man those three things, he hooked.
That boy DMX he said that in this song, bro. He said,
Right.
I just want to get out and go in Rome, but I'm always gonna come home. That's what he said in this song. DMX, hey, shout out, hey, RIP, bro.
No, I think as a woman, again, I can't speak for every woman. Actually, no, maybe I can because MTR brought this up. We have this advantage in this society. Just being a woman, it doesn't matter if we're like a 5 or 4. We can get a man. We can get sex as easy. There's nothing. So I think catching a man is not the issue for a lot of us. It's the keeping.
Yeah.
Be smart. We're simple. Be smart. We're simple. Be smart. We're simple.
And that's the thing. That's where you can hold people accountable for. Like, if you're gonna like spread your wings and show your colors in your wings and do your peacock thing where you're showing your train and shit, even though that's a male peacock. I'm just using it as a reference. I know that's a male peacock. 'Cause I know people are gonna be like, that's a male. But if you showing this shit from the beginning, you got to keep showing that fucking train all the way through and all the way towards the end. You know what I'm saying? You can't put on a facade. That's why I be telling these young niggas. I told young niggas all the time, bro, if you can't afford Ruth Chris, don't take her there for the first date.
Please say that again.
If you can't afford Ruth Chris, don't take her to where you can afford Chili's. If she ain't rocking with it, then hey, find another breezy.
That ain't the one for you.
Find you another breezy. Your pockets determine where you gonna go, not the woman. Your pockets. And if you be smart about it, or think outside the box, or walk in the park or some stupid shit, that's cheap. That's $2.
Hey man,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Happy hour has worked well.
Right.
Hey, meet me at happy hour. Let's
Yeah.
talk over drinks at happy hour. Nigga, that works all the time.
Thank you. And I want to touch on that. You know, I know some women are like, why would you say that? No, let him take me to Ruth Chris. No, because I dated a guy like 5 years ago and he took me to like this fancy restaurant. I was actually shocked that he knew about this place, to be honest with you. Because I've been there before. He was like, get whatever you want. I'm like, are you sure?
What?
I was like, okay, I guess.
What did you say,
Like a 4 or 5 star restaurant. So for like, I want to say the first month and a half, he was consistent with these dates, these types of dates. Then the more we grew closer and closer, and when he finally had me, it was just like, we ended up at like Red Lobster and then Applebee's on a regular basis. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, he really didn't have it like that. Like even when he would come and like visit me like out of town, because he was out of town or whatever, and he would get a room or whatnot, it went from like him staying at a 4-star room to like, I'm just like, yo, if you didn't have it like that, you should have just told me. You know what I mean? And then we could have figured something out.
Like, and that's the thing, man. We can.
And I get he was trying to impress me, but still, you're like leading me on thinking that you're capable of this lifestyle. on a regular basis when you're really not.
So maybe he just need to communicate to you. Look, I'm about to take you to Ruth Chris. I ain't really got Ruth Chris bread, but look, I think that you're worth it, and tonight we gonna spend it. Let's just be honest.
That's on me.
Niggas not gonna stop doing things for breezies. Like it's not. I'm not gonna stop getting the $5,000 rims.
But the only reason why I said that was because who dictates that?
Women do. Like you
said,
and
that is the point I'm trying to like some niggas out here, some simps or whatever, because simps make the world go around for certain women. You know what I'm saying? Like when you are pushing this narrative for folks, they're gonna tend to like do some things, and the ones that they ain't gonna conform to that shit, you gonna think that like they're abnormal or they're different, or why can't I find a man that's my equal and shit like that? But you pushing this narrative to where you want niggas to do dumbass shit like that. And dumbass shit like that is equal to, for us, a simp. That's a simp. Yeah. So anything outside of that, you gonna look at it like, why? Well, I'm trying to get the man that's not a simp to do simp shit, but he's not gonna ever do simp shit.
Hey, well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my thing, bro.
You probably don't know, but Big Boy had already said it. He said, man, these niggas get a little money, and then they try to convince everybody to trick off. Nah, nigga, a real boss and paid the cost.
Yeah.
She giving away the draws, fam.
Regardless.
Like,
it's
little stuff like that. And to that extent, like, can we truly blame a woman for, hey, my nigga, if you dumb enough to do this shit, then, my nigga, of course, I'm
but no, we're not gonna absolve. Hold on. Sorry.
I'm not gonna turn down no state.
I'm just saying, don't absolve the breezies.
I'm not.
Okay.
But come on, Steve. If a woman was going to go over and above, are you really going to turn it down every time?
That's true. Y'all don't be turning
like you know you're not going to turn it all the way down. Like, and that's why I say it's kind of
y'all playing games. If I look, I don't care if I got $600 in my account and that's all I got, and I want to fucking take somebody to Del Frisco's, I'm taking them to Del Frisco's. Call me a simp. Whatever you want to do it.
Stupid. But if you communicate it like, hey, I ain't got it like that. My nigga, we was dope.
Hold on, but we was in college taking girls to Cheesecake Factory. We didn't have Cheesecake Factory money. Like that's just something you do, man. Live life. Like
but you also didn't have a mortgage or other major
that's different.
responsibilities either. So that was.
See,
easy,
that's
right?
that.
We're millennials. Hold on. We are. Millennial Mayhem, we're millennials. Most of us are in our 30s, or if not, all of us. Correct? Fam, we not talking about what we did in college. What we did in college, yeah, you're right. Like, we spent that little extra that we probably didn't have at an early age.
Our refund checks.
However, our refund check. However, like, my nigga, we 30. 9 times out of 10, we got some rent to pay for. We got a car note. So if I'm telling you, hey, I ain't really got it like that, but hey, I got it. We finna splurge. You got to communicate that, or else 9 times out of 10, a woman thinking that, hey, he got it like that. You got to communicate that, fam.
I think you know. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to transition this just a little bit.
Transition is just a little bit, man.
In the age of social media, where I feel like it's just a contest of who can crap more on another person, it is what it is. You have some people who are actually living up to the hype, and you have a lot of people who are not. So I will hear men say all the time, I want a woman to love me for me. I don't want her after my material possessions, stuff like that. But sir, when I go on your social media, you're showing off all your cars. You're showing off like all this stash of cash that you're about to go invest into this new property. But you don't want a woman to want you for the things that you keep flaunting. Mm-hmm. I'm confused by that. But you say you don't want a woman to want you for those things. But y'all keep showing this stuff off. There's a reason why you do it.
We show it off. But
as much as we talk, we just do it for y'all, man.
Exactly. Everything so you know that's what's going to
attract the women. That's
wait. I'm sorry. Hold on one goddamn minute. Because we talking about accountability and we talking about black women. I'm not dismissing your thought, but what I am going to say, let's flip that. I don't want this nigga to just want me because I got a fat ass and a pretty face. Oh, but that's all you showing.
Let's go there.
That's all you showing. So what you want me to know? And then if I don't have, a whole bunch of money and all of this shit, I can't even get to know the real you. Because it's a brain in there somewhere. It may not be, what I consider a good brain or a functioning brain, but it's a brain behind them ass and titties somewhere and that pretty face. But I can't even get to that if I don't have the means to get to you. So all you showing me is I got some ass and titties. All right, guess what? I'm approaching you like you only have ass and titties because,
I'm with you
we're
on
physical
that.
creatures.
Yeah, no, I'm with you
like
on that. And let's talk about the women who are constantly thirst trapping on social media, but want to be taken seriously or want to complain when a man is sending eggplant pics. You know what I mean? Like
dick pics.
It's so funny.
That's illegal in Texas by now.
No, we you and I had a conversation about this pre episode where we talked about a video that was going around was that and the dude he was interviewing women and he asked her like he asked her do sending like those pics does it attract women? They were like nah. And then he was like, well, if it doesn't, then why do men continue to do it? They only doing it because somebody likes it. Somebody does.
Yeah.
So, and that's another level of it. Like that, don't nobody want to talk about. Like, ain't nobody just doing this stuff just to be doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Let the women tell it, and they're saying, well, we are showing self-love. We are promoting, we accept our bodies for what they are, sexual liberation, different things like that. This is me being confident. And I would argue and say it's actually opposite of confidence because real, true confidence is quiet. We can use Lizzo as an example.
I don't even talk about that big breezy.
Yeah.
No, seriously. She's always promoting body positivity, which I don't even know really what that means.
I'm gonna take my fat ass and lay in my big ass bed.
And, she did a recent video wearing this bikini that didn't fit her. And she was like, it's a fat girl summer or something like that. And we have abs too. They're called fabs. Y'all can be mad. No. Whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. And people are just, yeah, girl, you go, girl, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like, that's just personally, I just don't think, especially as a black woman and the stats behind our health, like high blood pressure and diabetes, that we're not taking this seriously. Like, okay, yeah, let's go out and get fat. Judge Joe Brown was recently on a podcast and he said he was talking to some little girl or whatever because her mom was complaining that she was eating too much. He was like, why do you keep doing this? She was like, because I want to look like Lizzo. It's popular. I want to look like Lizzo. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and that's unhealthy as fuck.
That's very unhealthy. And then again, going back to lack of accountability, I think you saw those videos where women who are of a certain, oh God, don't kill me.
Nah, you
of
good.
a certain weight say a man should take me for who I am. If he can't accept me at my worst, he doesn't deserve me at
That's
my
bullshit.
best.
Ooh.
However, look, in the same sentence, they require this man needs to be at least 6 feet. He needs to be fit and make a certain amount of money. But ma'am, you're sitting over here weighing
Overweight.
like a whale.
Overweight.
Breezy.
Not like
Why would I want you at your worst, motherfucker? Like, why would I want you at that? Why would I want anybody in their life at their worst? Why would if I meet somebody at their worst and damn you attractive at your worst?
No.
Right. And I'm not fat
would I
shaming.
want that?
And just a disclaimer, I'm not fat shaming because I know someone, who she thinks she is.
She's
We ain't
somebody
fat
in shape.
shaming nobody, but
She's somebody in shape.
But for all
2 tears in a bucket. 2 tears in a bucket, fam.
Like
I didn't.
Nobody's fat shaming anybody, but what we are saying is, hey, fam, don't ask for somebody to be at their best while you're at your worst.
Yeah.
That whole phrase, if they can't handle me at my worst, that's for somebody that already had you at their best. Not when I meet you, you're at your worst.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
That's
lack
bullshit.
of accountability. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to do anything. And a man needs to bring all of this to the table.
And I
Are
ain't
you
gotta
kidding
do-
me?
and she ain't
I don't
gotta
have
do
to do
shit.
nothing.
Man,
because I have a vagina in between my legs.
that vagina.
I should be able to, I don't have to eat healthy. I don't have to do this stuff. I don't have to put myself together. But you require that out of a man. That is the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And honestly, personally, it frustrates me.
But I'm a play devil's advocate real quick and just say that I'm okay with that phrase. Like, if you don't want me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I'm 100% okay with that phrase.
I'm not.
No. Listen. Just listen. I'm okay with you feeling that about yourself because we don't know what that person needs inside themselves to be better. You know, we all say that we do these daily affirmations, do this, do that, do that. That'll motivate you to do some other things. Maybe that person needs that to say or to actually do better. What I'm not okay with in that phrase is like, if you don't want me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. But you trying to, like Monique, act like you being fat, you still happy when it's clear you're not happy because you went and got skinny and now you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she ain't skinny, but I feel you.
I mean,
Ray,
she went and got better than what she was.
She
You know what I'm
lost
saying? You know what I mean?
She lost some weight.
Right.
I'm not sure if I follow you with that. I'm gonna ask some questions because I'm not sure.
Me too. I'm gonna ask you some questions too.
Because I'm not sure if I follow that. So I want to make sure I got a clear understanding of what you're saying. Like, what you're saying is, hey, I'm at my worst, and if you love me, you should be okay with that. Or if you want to be with me, you should be okay with me being at my worst.
Well, I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm okay with someone develop or adopting that mantra to themselves. If you're not okay with me at my worst, then move around. Like, that's good.
Okay.
But I'm okay
themselves.
with right.
Gotcha.
I'm okay with people using that mantra to motivate themselves. Not saying that I want somebody at their worst. But for you personally, what works inside of you, I'm okay with you saying that. You know what I'm saying?
I was getting
but just
confused.
be okay with me not being okay with you wanting me at my worst is what I'm saying. If that's for yourself, then that's for yourself. But it ain't for me. Because, like you said, I obviously don't want you at your worst. But in some situations it works. Some people do. On in the Tyler Perry movie.
Oh God, he's using Tyler Perry.
No. I'm just God. But it happens in real life, though.
What did you say?
Y'all don't watch Tyler Perry?
Yeah, we do. Go ahead.
I mean, he took her when she was bigger. And just enjoyed her, and then she lost weight, and then they got happy.
Why did I get married?
Yeah. I'm just saying,
but
like,
he
it happens
like
like
big
that
women,
sometimes.
so that's a little different.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Well, Tyler Perry is
he's stupid.
Contradictory in the work that he does. So I kind of want to put something into context because I understand what you're saying. Like,
we using y'all using Tyler Perry's body of work on me. I'm just using the situation.
You use Tyler Perry's body of work for us.
I used a singular situation.
Yeah, I said he's stupid.
I didn't use a body of work. But
okay, single situation, whatever. You know what I meant. Okay, so let's say you're going out here, you're out on the market, right? And you're dating all these women. Let's say whatever, we go out on a date, and I'm like, I really, really like you, and I think we can work out, but I'm dealing with a lot of trauma. I don't have myself together. I don't understand savings or anything. I like barely work at Walmart. But, I'm pretty, and I really, and I'm a nice person, and I really think we should build a life together. Are you going to accept me for me at my worst?
See, that's the problem. Y'all wasn't listening because I said that's not to say that I would accept you at your worst. What I'm saying is that if you're using that mantra for your own personal motivation, I'm good with it. But be okay with the fact that I don't accept you at your worst.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can't force me to accept you at your worst, but I'm good with you having that mentality to make yourself better. Like,
and there's people out there that
you.
Believe that. Like, yeah, and men too. There's men out there. Well, she needs to accept me for me and all that stuff. And it's just like,
if that's for yourself, then that's for yourself.
So you're saying to each their own,
right? But be okay with a
but
nigga who's not.
There's people out there watching right now that are like, yo, I'm not about to accept someone, or I will accept someone. Okay, we'll just leave it at I'm not going to accept someone at their worst, right? Mm-hmm. From a woman's perspective, and this goes back to the quote-unquote standards that we have. So if a man comes to me and says, hey, I really like you, I'm feeling you and different things like that, but I don't have my shit together. I don't have my finances in order. I don't even understand finances or anything like that. But I think we should go on ahead and build a life together. That's cute in your 20s. That's great. That works out. Once you get past like 28 and above,
you can't.
Where you're
can't
at this
like
point is based on the decisions that you have made up
in
until
your 20s,
this point in your 20s. I get it. Hard times happen to everybody at any age, but it's your responsibility to work on that and figure that out. The world, like Kevin Samuel said, doesn't owe us any sympathy.
No,
it doesn't. It's not a fair game out here. It is what it is. Take responsibility for yourself. Women too. At this moment, I'm talking about both men and women. It just is what it is. I wouldn't expect a man to take me at my worst for who I am or whatever if I don't have my stuff together. I wouldn't expect that. Are there men out there who do take on women and mold them and build them up and they become, these amazing people? Yes. But we're talking about like average everyday individuals. So
absolutely.
I'm just saying it's for me, I couldn't date a man who doesn't have his stuff together.
Most this is where the pendulum kind of swings a little bit, because most guys in those situations have come to grips with the fact that they made bad decisions and that's why they are where they are. And you verbally hear it a lot. Most women who are in those independent scenarios and are making money for themselves and are single with no kids are not like you are with your mentality and how you've accepted accountability. I think that's where the disparage comes for me. It's like I said, most niggas that I know that ain't made all the right decisions, that's in the situation that they in, they usually got a story like, bro, don't do it like me, little bro. I did this, I did that. I ain't make the right decision. That's why I'm at where I'm at. But I never hear on the flip side of that a 40-year-old childless single woman saying, look, young lady, don't be like me. Be like Ruth, you know what I'm saying? Or be like Naomi, or be, you know what I'm saying? I never hear it coming from that. And that's what inspires us is like those women that are 40 and in those situations are communicating that down to the women who are 20 and 25 and 30 and 35 and going through different things in their relationship, and they're communicating it like, on the flip side of that, like, I didn't make any wrong decisions. Look, Peter did this to me, or Jeremy did that. But
that's why we're here today to talk about that. And I think the narrative is changing. And when you listen to people like, shout out to Courtney Michelle, shout out to Six Goddess, this is other young lady, I forgot her name. But they are changing the narrative where they are holding each other accountable. We're holding each other accountable as women. And I was watching a podcast with Six Goddess last night, and I believe the topic was you be a wife in order to show him a wife. You don't, like, there's a saying that's been passed down to us, like, don't be a wife to a boyfriend. And it's turned into something completely different. And I've made that mistake, ladies. It's this idea that if you don't put a ring on my finger first, you're not going to get certain things out of me. You're not going to get like the domestic side of me. And that sounds so stupid. If you're not already preparing yourself as a wife, a ring all of a sudden being on your finger is not going to change that. You are who you are. And these men are catching on. I just want to make it very clear to you young ladies, like, especially these high value men and everything like that, they're not taking any crap. Like, they are watching. I'm just, right, high value, high quality, whatever you want to say. So you can try to pull this whole, trying to play hard to get, or trying to say stuff like, well, I'm not going to do that for you because I'm not your wife yet.
Man. Like, what it say? Dress for the job that you want, not the job you have.
Exactly.
If you want to be a wife, you can't just walk into my house and I put a ring and you go, bing,
right?
You're
and
a wife.
All of a sudden you change, you're a wife.
But see, that whole thing is already absolving them from any kind of accountability, because let's put it on the other foot. Like, let's put the shoe on the other foot. A woman telling me, "Oh, I'm not gonna cook for you, clean for you," and I'm past all that. I'm married. You know what I'm saying? A woman telling, multiple men, I'm not finna do X, Y, Z because I'm not married to you. All right, fam. What if that dude told you, well, I'm not finna come wash your car. I'm not finna come fix anything in your house. I'm not finna come, court you in all these extra kind of ways that I deem only a married man should do because we're not married. You gonna fire him.
Yeah, and you're going to go back to your girlfriend and say, this
nigga didn't even do that.
He's not doing this.
Courting, I think our generation has courting all the way fucked up. I really do. Courting is saying, hey, as a man, I like you. I'm going to, show you these qualities in me to make you think that I'm deserving of being your husband. The opposite end of that is the woman showing interest.
Right. But you know who fucked all that shit up though, and like especially in our time, that motherfucker Derek Jackson, and I am absolutely. I'm not. I ain't gonna say I'm happy that he's been outed or whatever, because he's still married.
Yeah,
and marriage to me is sacred, bro. So I would want that man to make sure that he curates and manifests his marriage to where he can get by that. But all that pandering that motherfucker was doing,
he was doing
had people out here feeling a certain type of way when they shouldn't have been feeling nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain people can feel a certain way about certain things. It's levels. We talked about levels, and for him he was the ultimate. Don't hold, because he's talking to black women. Don't hold black women accountable. He's the ultimate. You don't have to worry about what you're doing. That nigga ain't shit. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? He sounding like these people, in the hood. Like, I don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I used to watch him all the time, and he had me feeling like I was just on top of the world. That I can have any man that I want. That I can do what I want without consequences. That backfired so bad.
Until you start going on dates and you realizing, like, hey, this shit that people be putting on social media ain't real.
Men are the prize too. I just want to point that out there. Certain men, not all men, because they be like, certain men are a prize. And if he's chosen you and you've chosen him, he's your prize in your eyes, and you're his prize in his eyes.
Absolutely.
So I think we've been telling women for a long time too. You're the prize. You're the prize. You don't have to do anything.
No, I mean, that's true. But also the big thing about it is hypergamy. Hypergamy is the really big thing about it. Like, I found somebody that's this level. I might be able to find somebody that's a couple notches above that, and not realizing that the level of man that you found, that might be for you. That might be for you.
Might be.
You know what I'm saying? That might be your guy.
Some, not all.
To some, not all. To some, not all.
I'm gonna put that out there. I feel like you really can prepare for what you want. I really do.
Not when it comes to. I don't think you can use that when it comes to another person that has their own particular views and how they move. You can prepare yourself for things that are intangible, or like not even necessarily intangible, but things that you can like. You can win, like, or you can acquire through hard work. You can't acquire a man that makes 8 figures because you doing certain shit. You just either get lucky or you unlucky. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. Like, you can't, like, when it's two people with two different entities that think differently, you can't be like, all right, I'm gonna manifest this. You can't manifest it, like, unless God gonna just make a nigga right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless he just like, all right. Boom! There go a nigga right here, bro. Go and take that nigga. That nigga make 8 figures. He do this. That 6 foot tall. Blah blah blah. All right, you good right here. You just take him to your house, and then you dress him. He already got a job at a Fortune 500 company. You ain't got to do shit else. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't like that, then hey, nah. I mean,
so how do we define settling? Is that determined based on what a person wants?
It's personal.
It's personal.
Everybody doesn't want to manifest a 6-figure nigga. Some people just happy with being comfortable, man. Like, some people just happy with, and I think that's what we mess up is. That's why, like, niggas like Joel Osteen, like, oh, you follow God, you'll be rich, and like everybody can't do that. It's some people got to be poor. It's some people got to be middle class. It's some people gonna be upper class. You just got to recognize what class you in. You know, the amount of work you did put you in your class.
I think more people just got to be more appreciative
of what they do,
of where they are at that current state of their life. Be more appreciative. If you
ain't content.
Yeah. Be like, I've always said this. I said this on Facebook. It's okay to be content. It might not be okay to be complacent.
There we go.
Bingo. There are two. It's a distinction between the two. You should always want to improve. Mm-hmm. Every year, every month, whatever. But do not look at what you have and be like, oh, this is not enough. No, it's fine. And if you grow 2%, 3% within whatever you're doing, that's a win. That's a win to me.
Every time.
Absolutely.
Every time. If I lose, man, because I mean, if I just being hypothetical, if I lose 2 pounds like a year, because I mean, of course, I mean, we can lose way more than you know what I'm saying. But if I lose 2 pounds a year, that's still a fucking win, bro. Like, that's 2 less pounds than what I made than what I had
Slow progress is
it's
better
still
than
progress.
No progress.
You know what I'm saying?
Say
There you
that.
go.
I don't think you'd be okay with 2 pounds a year. But
I wouldn't be.
Nah,
I'm
he
personally,
wouldn't.
I wouldn't. But
I
I'm just
do-
saying. I'm just using that as a reference point, man. And the thing about it is, man, when it comes to the dating pool, people want people that are like overly and superbly established. When some people are just not like that. Like, this might be my man. This might be her max. This might be his max. She might be going all in on what she doing. He might be going all in on what he doing. You can't say that, that you're settling when this person that you're dealing with is doing the max of what they are capable of doing.
Right.
And that's not. I'm not saying don't be to be irresponsible. Like when you meet people that are irresponsible, I don't give a fuck how much money they make. That's just a turnoff regardless.
It is facts.
You know what I'm saying? But
Facts.
when this person has taken the skills they have and have maximized them to to the point that's the best to their ability, and you see that they're working towards something, then yeah, you can probably look at them like, all right, I can help her with something.
Yeah.
I can help her. I see she's maxed out with her potential when it comes to it. Maybe if I include some things from myself, I can help her, or in a woman's case, I can help him grow this because I see the potential and he just don't know exactly what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
I do think a lot of us are
And that's
engulfed in, instant gratification in that aspect. Like, fam, it took me a while to, and you, Steve, this because you've seen, me and my wife grow throughout the year. It took me a while to get to this point.
yeah. They were messing around since they were like 17.
But it took a while, like ups and downs. Yeah. But our generation, man, it's like, hey, if you ain't cutting the mustard for like 2 or 3 months, bye. If you ain't cutting the mustard for like 2 or 3 weeks, hell, bye. If I don't hear from you for 2 or 3 days, most women, that nigga got some other bitches. I ain't calling her no more. Like, we need that instant gratification. I think that us as millennials, we got to stop that, dog.
Going back to instant gratification, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm giving game or just kind of
Man, do your thing, bro.
A little bit. So
Give the game.
we know the stats. Well, I guess the last stat reported that only 1 in 4 Black women will ever get married, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So going back to how we require all this stuff and we require to have a ring before doing all of these things. There are women telling other women, like, you need to get your man, like, control him, get him in check, do these things, say these things so you can get the ring. Like, there's a reason why after 6 months we'll say, so what's up? What's going on? It's not because really we feel like it's the right time to get married. Like, we know if we're really ready or not. It's just, I need to hurry up and lock this dude down so that another woman doesn't catch him.
But
that's part of the game, the whole manipulation stuff.
That's a manipulation.
Yeah, it's
shit.
manipulation.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Other women are saying, "Oh my gosh, you've been with him, you've been living with him and doing all this stuff for like a year and a half, and you still don't have a ring. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with him?" And it's just like, we just haven't got to that point yet. We're okay where we're at. And then there's another thing. I'm sure you saw that video that I sent y'all where he debunked it. It was so perfect. Where it's a saying, he will waste your time with you until he finds a wife. And it's just like, but if you're already his woman and he's been taking care of you, 9 times out of 10 he's already vetting and preparing for you to be his wife. So why do we have to feel this pressure, put this pressure on y'all and then on ourselves? Well, it's been a year and a half, but I'm not saying you got to wait forever. I get it. No one should wait like 5 or 6 years for a ring, in my personal opinion. When you're at a certain age, over 25, I don't see why we're waiting that long. But if we've only been together for like a year, 6 months, come on now.
That's tough. Yeah.
That's you don't need to do that. We do that because we want to beat those odds. It's like, and it's like I hate to say it, but it's almost like a social competition between women, especially Black women. Oh, I got a man. Okay, cool. Now I need to hurry up and get this ring so I can say, hi, look at me, I'm married. Look at all the proposals online. Look at all these grand gestures. Y'all don't care about that stuff. No, it's the women. And it's not, and I'm not saying people shouldn't celebrate those milestones in life, but it's like, it's really a ha, look at me. Most women are not going to admit that. No. I just want to put that out there.
Right on.
You got women controlling their men. literally to this day. And what's her name? Not Sherazad
Ali.
Sherazad Ali. Y'all need to go read that book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman.
Yeah.
She gives away like everything. I love it, but I'm a little disappointed in her for giving away some of the stuff. But she said for a Black woman to feel in control of her life is to be in control of her man. I don't know how women have convinced some men to put tracking devices on their phones, convinced them to do certain things. You know, why are you coming in the house this late? What's going on? You said you was going to be here 30 minutes. It's like, what? That is the quickest way to run y'all off.
Yeah, it is.
Well, certain men. Some men will deal with it because they'll just deal with it. I guess those are the simps that are out there. But to the men that most of y'all women want, they're not going for that. So you're going to have to pull that off on somebody else. And another thing, too, that I want to add, and me and my friend, we laughed about this. We have a friend, and she admitted she purposely got with a man who was not attractive so that there was a less opportunity for him to step out. She doesn't have to worry about other women throwing themselves at him. And it's not that he's not accomplished, but he's not as accomplished as to what most women would want. And she admitted, like, no, I purposely did that so I wouldn't have to worry about it. Again, it's that control thing. I really say it's an insecurity thing because
that is
you just insecure.
Yeah.
I couldn't marry someone I'm not attracted to because I'm
trying to prove a point.
To prove a point
to everybody else.
Yeah,
that bullshit.
You know, I told him if he don't put a ring on me, I'm just gonna walk. And he showed up, you know, a month later with a ring. Like, if you have to do all that for a man to put a ring on your finger, I don't know. I don't know what to say. And there's probably people out there right now saying, well, you still don't have a ring. Look, I know why I don't have a ring yet. Yeah. We've already talked about it pre-show. And you guys know I held myself accountable. Yep. It's not that I'm not good enough or I'm not pretty enough or anything like that. It's just there were certain things that I need to work on before taking on that title.
Absolutely.
Now ask me if I'm confident to take on that title today. Unequivocally, yes. I am.
Yeah, because most of that has to do with submitting.
And I hope he heard it. God damn it.
I hope,
I hope he heard it. Nigga, I'm rooting for you, dog.
Straight up.
Yeah, hey, young Tony D. What do you want to leave the people with today, man?
I don't have anything, fam. I do. Hey, man, own up to your bullshit. That's the only way you're going to get better.
That's it?
That's it, bro.
That's it? Okay. What about you, Ray? What you want to leave the people?
That's it. I am self-accountability. That's it, man.
Okay. What you got for us, Nicole? Because they ain't give me nothing, man. What you going to give me?
This is to the women, particularly Black women. We have to hold each other accountable. Stop telling us if I'm like out of order, tell me and let me know I'm out of order. Say, sis, you're a little bit out of order. If you know that this is just a really small example, you know I look a hot mess in that dress. Tell me something before I step out. And women are slick. They'll tell their girlfriends, "Oh yeah, you look fine," but she's lying to you.
That fupa live though.
Right? No, she's lying to you. She wants to get all the attention when you guys go out. So pay attention to that. If all your friends around you are fit, but you're not, and they're still telling you you're beautiful and just the way you are, they're lying to you.
Stop lying.
Yeah.
God damn.
We have to stop lying to each other. We have to stop giving each other terrible advice, which is keeping us single. And that's another thing. Single women keep other women single for the most part. This is why as a single woman, I don't want to give advice to other women in terms of dating. I can only tell you what I've learned that didn't work so that you don't make the same mistakes.
That'll work. I'm with it.
Hey, what you got, big dog?
Man, all I'm going to say is, listen, don't get comfortable. That's my thing.
Okay.
Don't get comfortable. I don't give a fuck if you've been with somebody for 7 years, 10 years, 12 years. Don't get comfortable. Just keep your mind in a state of improvement. Just constantly want to be better. And it can be microbial. It can be small. It can be grandioso. Okay. And that comes year to year.
Come on, words.
But just improve. Improve. Our lives are all built on improvement. That's it. Even if you're an individual. So it also applies to people that are with someone. Just keep improving, man. Don't sit and be stagnant. When you're not stagnant, the relationships will grow because it has no choice but to grow because somebody is growing. Somebody.
Facts. Let me real quick. Let me add this one little last thing.
Go
Going
ahead.
back, yes. Ladies, don't ever take your man for granted. If you have a good man, and we already know who the good men are out there, please do not take him for granted because I can guarantee you, and this happens a lot once we get the title, once we get, whether it's girlfriend or wife, we're like, oh, okay, cool. We get to sit back and like, ma'am, please don't do that. It's actually, you have to prove yourself even more because I can guarantee you, and I've heard this before, some married men have told me that once they got married, it was like more women started flocking to them.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. You can, great, be happy that you got the last name, you got the ring and everything like that, but that does not absolve you from continuing to put in the work.
Yep. Yeah.
You're going to have to be almost 10 times better than you were when you first got up in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's real.
People are going to hate me for saying that, but I really don't care.
Give a fuck.
We don't
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you coming out today.
Yes.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was fun.
This was absolutely dope. This was dope. And I love your takes. I love how you think. You are more than welcome to come back again, for sure.
Thank you. You know they're going to call me a pick-me, right?
Yeah, man,
We don't care.
we don't give a shit
What's
about
wrong
that.
with being want to be
Let's go.
picked? Like in the words of Steve, what's wrong with want to be picked?
There's nothing wrong.
Ain't that what most women want? They want to be picked.
Hell, I got picked. She up in there right now. I got picked. You know what I mean? It is what it is. This concludes another episode of the Millennial Mayhem podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, let us know if there are any other topics that you guys want us to discuss, man. We are open to everything, man, as it pertains to millennials. And, you know, it's nothing but millennials on this show. That's what we do. Millennial Mayhem is going down.
Yeah,
you know how I say
yeah.
down because I'm from the H.
Huh.
South side still holding. You know what I'm
Huh.
saying? I'm going to bust a freestyle when I get off this podcast. It's
No,
going
you're
down.
not. No, he not. He
Appreciate
didn't bust a
y'all, man.
freestyle for June 27th. He ain't shit.
Hey, we're going to catch y'all later, man.
Peace.
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get bulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't